I'm excited to show you how I use concealer only for my makeup. And sometimes it's all you need. And you're like, what do you mean? Hi, I'm Sonia. I am your over 50, I'm 55 years old, makeup, skincare gal. I have my coat on because I'm freezing to death. And I don't know why, I'm just super cold. So yeah, I am gonna show you how I put concealer on my face and use it to my advantage to do less makeup and just take care of a few things. And just, I end up with a look that is not so minimal that it doesn't look like I have anything on either. So I'm going to use a cream makeup. So I'm going to put makeup only where I want it. And let me show you what I'm going to do. All right. So I have a palette right here, and this is a cream makeup, and I'm going to take a darker shade of concealer. I'm going to use it on my under eyes. I'm going to use it on my redness. And that's going to be it for my foundation. So I'm not going to have very much makeup on. And it's kind of exciting when you figure it out. If you're here, say hi. I would love to hear where you're watching from. And if you're cold like me. It's not even that cold. I'm in Ohio. And it's not that cold here, but I am dang cold. All right, so these are my foundation shades. And these are tins that fit in a one compact. It's magnetic. This is the bottom. And this is my darker shade. And I call it a highlight. You'd call it a concealer. I'm trying to conceal something. So on my redness, I have some pink. I'm going to call it pink. It's not even really red anymore here. I have some here. I have some underneath my nose, a few random areas, and I have some discoloration on my under eyes. And those are the areas I'm going to use that shade. Okay, so we're just going to, for all giggles sakes, we're going to call it concealer. I'm going to take a dense brush for this video. Sometimes I use a more fluffy. And we're going to use a, hey, Scotland. Oh, my Lanta. Cold. Okay, so minimal makeup. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take care of the areas that are a distraction. And we're going to tap it on really gently. See how that look? I mean, look what that does. And it's going to end up with minimal makeup, and we're just going to have the best look. Hi, George. Oh, I bet George is not cold. Nevada. Oh, it's 35 in Nevada. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, did you just watch that happen? I want you to see that. What just happened? Okay? It takes care of the distraction, and I don't have to use very much makeup. So I'm just going to tap it around. I like tapping mature skin. Typically, it's the better movement to make with the cream makeup, because if you use a sweeping motion, our faces move a little bit too much. Think, hi, Florida, hi, Wisconsin. Oh, Wisconsin, I know you're cold. Our faces are kind of like that balloon that's letting the air out a little bit. So it does a little bit more movement. So a sweeping motion is not always going to be your friend. Okay, so I'm just kind of going to look at myself and assess. I have a lot of acne scarring and broken capillaries on my chin. So I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. Okay, so see how right this is pink? I have an old zit. And then I have no makeup, no makeup, no makeup. The only thing I've done is my cheeks. I'm going to take this and then I'm going to tap it here. I'm concealing the redness on my chin. And I'm going to just tap whatever's left a little bit around on my brush. I'm going to take care of this. I got a cold, a little bit under my nose. So I've concealed almost everything, and I can almost be done with my foundation. So let's take a little bit of that concealer though, and I'm just going to put what's left a little bit on my nose. Now I can get away with it on my nose. I have bigger pores. I don't like using very much on my nose because of that, but I also don't like putting too light of a color because it will accent that. All right, I am done concealing the redness. I'm done concealing the redness. I've used my concealer to my advantage. Now I'm going to take a smaller brush. This is a spot brush, and I'm going to do my under eyes. So I'm going to take that darker shade again. So like this is my darker shade. This is my concealer. This is my main shade. They're really both my main shade, but that would be my shade for the rest of my face, and that would be my brightener. You might call that highlighter. That's where I would brighten. But I'm not doing any of those. We're only using the darker shade. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put the most minimal amount here on the blue part of my under eyes. Now the eye suggest that you either color correct that blue, green, purple areas. It might look brown to you. It might look black to you. Take an orangey color or something of that nature, or I can help you pick it out that helps color correct it. Or for me, fortunately, this color actually takes care of it. And then I'm just going to take a little bit more. I want to darken a little bit more on the under eye to help blend it in. And I'm going to use very minimum. And you're like, what do you mean? The light next to the dark can actually make the dark look darker. So I'm just very gently going out with that. And I might add a little bit of bronzer. I'm not doing anything else on the rest of my face foundation wise. That's it. And it might be all that you need, especially if you're a minimalist. Yes. Okay. So we're going to pull out some bronzer because everybody needs bronzer, especially mature ladies. We really need bronzer. So I'm actually going to use the same brush and I'm going to go into it's a cream bronzer, which I love. If you've never used a cream bronzer, you are missing out. I have no foundation on my forehead and I'm not going to. I'm simply adding bronzer and I'm just going to swoosh it around. I'm going to add a little bit of dimension, so a little bit more color to my face with the bronzer. I'll tap it here on the top of my cheeks where the sun would hit me, like that. And then I think I'm going to do a little bit of blush. I'm going to be done. I like using bronzer under my blush, put a little bit of blush on, and then sometimes even put a little bronzer over. It's such, like you guys can see how minimal I'm putting on here. Okay, so I'm tapping it and it's so minimal that I don't have layers and layers and layers and layers of makeup on. They're super, super fine. I'm pressing them in, but yet I'm getting a beautiful glow and I'm getting that bronzed look that I want. It's livening up my face. That's what I want. Okay, now we're gonna put a little bit of lip and cheek on. We can use it on our lips and our cheeks, but I don't know what color because I really feel bronzed all out. So it's like, what color? I mean, I have so many different shades over here. We have some really cool shades. Sometimes when I do this look where I'm just concealing, I'm not doing a full face of makeup, a full face of foundation, and I'm just hitting the key areas. Sometimes I like to do a little bit more of an oomph on the blush, but I don't know if that's what I want to do this time. I think I'm just going to stick with bronzer. I think I'm just going to use Heat Waves. I need to melt this down. I'm going to use Heat Waves. It's a little bit more of a red bronzer. And I'm going to use a little bit more of a fluffy brush instead. I'm going to use the Shape Brush. And I'm going to take that on there. I'm going to swipe some of that off. Oh, I need to melt that down. Okay, so I'm going to tap into it. And we're just going to use this as a blush. So I have this really fun blush trick. This may either make me your best friend, or you're going to look at me and go, how lame are you? Bless you. Dog sneezed. One or the other. You're going to be like, that's the best blush trick I've ever gotten. Or you're going to be like, I've known that for 100 years. Okay, so we're taking this color up like this onto. Am I still here? I just got a phone call. We're keeping it high like this. Okay. Will you guys give me a thumbs up if I'm still here? We're keeping it high. I'm not done. I haven't showed you my trick yet. Okay. Like so. Right on the cheekbone. That's what you're wanting to do. Right on the cheekbone. All right. Go. A dog. I come up here and he's like, hello. All right. So am I still here, guys? All right. So we've got it high up on the cheekbone. And you see that? This used to be about how I would do my blush, because I couldn't quite bring it forward. Thank you, Carmen. I couldn't quite bring it forward on the apples of my cheeks, right? Okay, so this is the apple of a cheek. I don't really have one. It's flat. It's kind of fallen, right? Okay, so I'm going to take my blush bronzer, and I've gotten it high up, and now I'm going to do an upside down triangle. And you're like, what? So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's it. 1, 2, 3. And then you just kind of keep blending it in like so. 1, 2, 3. And I have gotten the best look for my blush this way. And then just kind of blend it all in. Isn't that silly pants? I know, it's very elementary, but it's been the best for my placement. I don't get it too far in. I don't get it too far low. I don't get a big, I don't know. I don't get it. What would happen was I would either bring it too far in and then have to fix it, or I would get it too low. And this just has been amazing for me. Okay. There we go. All right, I'm done. That's it. I told you how I use my concealer. I've used my concealer. I did what I promised. And I have makeup on. I love it. Because guys, I have no makeup down here. I have no makeup right here. I have a little bit of my concealed here. None here. Like, you can do your makeup differently and love it more. You can use less makeup and love it more. I promise you, I love my makeup more now than I ever have. And I'm 55. And I have a whole lot going on, right? So, if you need any help, you are interested in getting, I might as well cover this zit up, interested in anything with this makeup and you want to match, I can match you to these. You just comment on here and say, hey, I want a match from you and I can help you out and you can do this like this. You can get yourself a little tiny palette if you want and you can love your makeup like I do. All right. See you guys.